Cause when I sing, they never listen where Coco say. Black man's mentality gone Spectrum and PSA. Big lyrics I sing in, they wouldn't listen to me. Black man telling black man, oh black man, come out to party. I remember when I sing Sham, we don't want it. Me say black brother say Coco, you're singing shit. So today say through my fault while you strike your heart. Black man, oh you look for that. I wonder why black man always want a kickstart. Black man, all you look for that. A man on a charge for interfering. Black man, all you still go and vote for him. Black man, how on earth you could condone this? Your daughter might have to work in this man's office. Then imagine this sex silver-headed pest. 12 fingers under your daughter's dress. Me is saying that Patrick should have win, sir. But even Jim Baker would have be better. All them women who went begging the other day about this fella, way all you have to say. Concerning this thing, all is silent and talking peace. So the office girls must be at the mercy of this beast. He was charged, so whether it is false or true, I'm concerned because I have a daughter too. I'm talking from my heart, I'm telling you. Black man, all you look for that. Why on earth all you always want a kickstart? Black man, all you look for that. Tobago, I was really annoyed with you, but I realized all you get catch too. Who would have believed them too? Would I sit with Pandey and give away Tobago Easter Monday? How the hell they could sit on the wrong table and then look for the best for the old Tobago people? But all you cannot quarrel, all you cannot fret. That's where you ask for, that is where you get. We still love Shadow Nelson and Calypso Rose. The world know we honestly recognize those. Dwight Young, a great footballer with Aston Villa. We always show love and respect to that fella. But all you smile when Robbie married to Pandey. I hope all you understand where Satmarat say. If he thought I marry a black man, he drop ship flat. Tobago, all you look for that.
No, it's that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You come to me now. I don't want to hear nothing. All you go stand, leave me alone, man. I don't want to hear all you. Well, I don't want.
To write for the year 2001. Should I compose a nation building song or just blaze them politicians? But when I hear Pandey get 19 seats and he run and give a speech of victory, I tell myself something wrong, so I compose this song for kinky head people like me, because I don't understand what's really happening. For years, me Crooks and Panther was busting, we live a string. When I honestly believe the message was loud and clear, but the results from the elections proved to me stick breaking black man air. We don't hear, so don't expect me to jam your prime minister. No, don't tell me I stopped drinking bush tea for your fever. No. Cause you hate do it once, but you did it twice. Elections fun is you choose Barabbas in front of Christ. So if you notice your little daughter bringing home a grand, because Kana sent she to a school inside the Beaton. And when she bring home the baby father, the man is a tyrant just like Panday. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I have nothing to say. My personal comments I will reserve. You get a government you deserve. So complain to me now, boy, you got some nerve. You get a government you deserve. In the day, see that line that hit me. Try my best to put sense in black man head. The consequence I was not afraid. But when I see Keith and Daphne on TV, deep in my heart I felt betrayed. Cause I remember in 1998 I got chastised when I sing this song. But if I did like game, I would have take out she name and deceitfully win me crumb. UNC corrupt like hell, but Satmaraj wouldn't say so. Black man open me mouth, he find that man in should go. To these negative response from the black man, I'm not surprised, because I've come to one conclusion: to the black man is his own demise. He ain't wise. So don't tell me nothing about the EBC. Don't tell me, because I sure some of you vote for UNC. I said no. Don't tell me that they cancel the URP and that you can't get work to maintain your family. So if you end up just as a criminal on the run, because all the promises that they make, they ain't keeping none. And civil servants can't get it back pay, plus you self can't get a 10 days. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I wouldn't be amazed. My little knowledge now I must preserve. You get a government to deserve. To resort to protest now, you got some nerve. You get a government to deserve. Ding ding ding. Ding 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 ding. And you got to live with it for the next 5 years. It's from the public I get my lyrics. You just give me inspiration. You just give me the strength and courage to slaughter them politicians. But when I see you supporting Panday and condoning all that is wrong, it's like giving me bread and a full glass of milk, then you turn wrong and kick it down. And they call businessmen parasitic oligarchies. But today just wanna and do crazy good buddies. What excuse you could have to put him back in power? If you ask Errol McLeod, he'll tell you that man was done a fuck-down cobra. Yes, sir. So don't tell me Caroni going through hell. No, don't tell me. I hear what the man can drink, he planning to sell. I said no, don't tell me. Don't tell me nothing about the Incogen deal and how they never give a count for the shipload of rice they steal. But if you notice, Carlos have a brand new Beamer, and he delayed the process till he turn a minister. And you hear he get millions in cutbacks from the Miss Universe show as a gift. Please don't stop me and ask me to confirm, because I'm pleading the fifth. My little kakada, I'll try to reserve. You get a government to deserve. Ask Last man in how much money he left reserve. You get a government you deserve. Ding ding ding. Ding 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 ding. I feel sorry for loyal citizens who get caught up in the lacquer. But a fish always rotten from the head. Is Robbie and Pam put him there. Now when they get the taste of power, he feel that he's indispensable. Since I sing about the wife, he hate me for life, so they introduced clause 7. I didn't believe Kaisonians could be bought easily. I would like to know what's the price they pay for Gypsy. In my humble opinion, his actions was rather slack. I hope he don't say he bad lucky. If Ganga Singh drop some pipe on his back, don't a track. So don't tell me about going back to school and learn. Don't tell me. When my future was never your concern. Don't tell me. Don't tell me nothing about being black conscious. When your behavior proves to me you're worse than Judas. But if the PNM end up winning.
And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. We'll be taking you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 5 minutes after the hour of 8 on the Spice Isle of Grenada. Saying a special good night to all of you joining us via the various lives. And, of course, via Noise Radio 94.9 out there in Brooklyn.
So tell me you get raped or you got some nerve. You get a government you deserve.
Yeah, sometimes you get a government you deserve.
So don't expect me to jam your prime minister.
No, don't tell me.
I stopped drinking bush tea for your fever.
Don't tell me.
Cause you hate do it once, but you did it twice. Elections fun is you choose Barabbas in front of Christ. So if you notice your little daughter bringing home a grand, because Kana said she to a school inside the Bitam, and when she bring home the baby father, the man is.
So, hello, good night to each and every one of you on the Facebook. Let me see who is there. And let me see, Alicia Roll, Peter Striker, good night, Denise, Glenda, Teresa, call him all good night, Bernadette Ramsey, Glenda Robinson, Teresa Frederick, Max and Francis, Agatha Devolay, Dalton Sean, let me see, Mavis Thorne, Etta Batiste, Carol Celestine, Patsy Bud, Mosquito Man, yes, you're buzzing, bro, Winnie Simon, Marcel Hostin, Jocelyn Matheson, McLean Mitchell, Lynn Joseph, Landon Jane, as usual, I know you're there, Evelyn Narayan, good night to you, Ansa Landy, Diana Romney, Alicia Joseph, Jill Williams, Carla Walcott, Red Girl Pascal, Yolande Mitchell Marine, Veronica Frederick, Yvonne Courtney, Alicia Joseph. You see the thing does just skip? Nice. Sean, yeah, good night to you, Dr. Sean. Tevin Simon, Sandra Fraser, Laslyn Douglas, let me see, Louisa Williams, Alisa Joseph. Right, so I get right, nice, I get to that. Let me jump over to YouTube and see who is there tonight. Kashima Roberts, good night to you. Listra Abraham, Phyllis Mitchell, Agnes Henry, Carol Tanis, Carl Jones, good night, bro. Oh, I have to remember to send that thing. Yeah, right, yeah. Kathleen Ledlow, Matthew Boyne, bro, good night to you. Gavin Thomas, Marilyn Panchu, Janice Mitchell, Alan Jones, you, Zoe, and the Home Circle, good night. Jenna Benjamin, Faithlyn Holly Douglas, Iva Holas, Dominic Leroy, Adrian Watts, you and the Home Circle as well. Mayana Julian Sky, Errol Bonaparte, Baby Daddy, Deborah Laborde, Wilfred Antoine, Veronica Lewis, Michelle Alexander, Sherma, Jeremiah, and Zela. Zela City Pache girl. Yes, lovely. All right. Faith Lynn, Hallie Douglas, Maud Martin, and Jackie Raymond. Good Life, Claude Abraham, Hilary Joseph, Earl Benjamin, Tessa McFarlane, Jerome Lewis, Kathleen Knights, Roy Jackie, Sky, good night to you, Anne-Marie Alexander Grant, Clive Raymond, Clive, the other Clive, that Clive? Yeah, one of the same Clive. Happy birthday, Clive. Nice, right. Jakeem Williams, Public Notice, Maria Noel, Eliza Bernard, Kathy Albert, good night to you. Kathy Pope, good night to you. Hermina Baptiste, Gemma Warwood, Cindy Thomas, Carib Spice, Christine Otley, Jen, Devin James, Sandra Pascal, Chief Camahone, Jacinta Livingston, Philip Andrew, Dan Baptiste, Dennis Bain, Joyce Philip out there in Trinidad. I didn't see your message yet, you know. Yeah, no. Yeah, the WhatsApp giving. Yeah, see, yeah, your message, man. Nice, yeah. No, the WhatsApp kind of locked me out, so I had to use different means to actually get into WhatsApp tonight. Yes, I have been locked out of my WhatsApp, so I had to use a different means to get messages. All right, yes, so a special good night to each and every one of you on the various lives. Those of you on Facebook, those of you on YouTube, we say a special good night to all of you.
Criminal on the run. Because all the promises that they make, they ain't keeping none.
Good night to you, Matthew and Patricia out there in Canada. Ian out there in Canada. We have a call on the line. Good night. Hello? Hello? Okay, we lost that call already. Yeah, the phone lines are open. You can call 440-7377. That's 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Yeah, Nelly say I said the wrong thing. 3101. You know, it used to be Devon that usually do the overseas number and I do the local number. You know, I always used to forget that overseas number. Devon, good night to you, sir. That's interesting. I was listening to the Minister of MIT, Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation. I was listening to him today and he was speaking about factories and all this sort of thing. And here's what, I think we have to take some things out of being theory and into practicality. And one of those things, for instance, you're speaking about the factories and so, but remember, these are the same people that were speaking about, oh, we're going to do a restructuring of the Marketing and National Importing Board. We are now in the month of September. We're quickly going to be approaching the middle of September, and then we're going to be, we're not hearing about what direction the government is going with the Marketing and National Importing Board. When the budget for 2023 was done, there was no provision in that budget for the restructuring of the Marketing and National Importing Board. Again, there was no provision there in that budget for the restructuring. You remember they had the various meetings around the island, but we know on the campaign trail, just on reaching in, you heard the Prime Minister say what, basically he said what they did to Marketing Board, that they were going to do that to Marketing Board. Yeah? You've just had a supplementary budget presented. Yeah, they've applied for additional monies to cover some areas that, in their words, are unforeseen, and in other areas that they didn't factor in enough money for. And again, I've been going over the document and I've been searching for where the funding for the restructuring, even though it's a public-private partnership that they are projecting, in that instance, you still have to have funds on the government side. If it's a public-private partnership and you're not going to make it a full private partnership, you're just going to hand it over to somebody, sell it off to somebody, it means that government still has to have money in that. And we're still waiting to hear what they are doing in relation to the Marketing and National Importing Board. No funds have been put aside in relation to that. Remember, you had some 90 plus workers that were sent home. Some were taken back. You have one or two facilities operating on a limited basis, but the vast majority of people who are working there, some of them are at home right now, some of them have found alternative employment, and so on. What they were speaking about earlier when they were talking about giving them training and setting them up on small business, that never materialized. We have a caller online. Good night.
Good night, bro. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm quite fine. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty okay, pretty good.
All right, you go right ahead.
I've been running back and some information I wanted to find out. Somebody had been missing. I didn't hear from them a long time, couple of years now. I want to know if anybody know about him. Masanto, we can't call man. Louis Masanto.
Louis
If
Masanto.
he's still around.
I am not sure. I am not sure. Maybe someone listening may know, because I can't say that I could remember exactly the person. I'm trying to figure out.
He was the commander of the Defense Force. He had a
I'm not
can
sure.
call business.
Probably someone who knows would give us a call and let us know what
Yes,
is the
I
status.
appreciate that.
I have absolutely no idea what the status is. But how are you doing though?
You're good, and you keep on going where you're going, man.
All right, my brother.
Yeah, hey, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning.
Of course.
All right.
Right. You stay blessed,
right.
bro. All right, nice.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so any of you that know of the individual that he mentioned and what the status of that individual is, probably you all could give us a buzz and let us know. Well, using buzz now. Okay, give us a call, because buzz is mosquito man thing. Give us a call and let us know what is happening. All right, yeah, so one of the things that we want to know is what is taking place when it comes to the Marketing and National Importing Board. If they think we've forgotten that and we're just going to leave it at the side, remember there were people that were employed there. There are some people that were promised that there will be a new dispensation when it comes to that. They'll have the first dibs at getting a job there. We have a call online. Good night. Hello. What is taking place there? I wonder if it's my phone. Hello. Good night. Hello.
Good night, Sharon.
Hi. You're paying attention to the phone line and not the radio, eh?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you're
Yes,
live.
we had a meeting with Miss Otway this afternoon, and it was very successful.
Nice, beautiful. All right, my dear. So you all are doing what you're supposed to be doing, which
We
is
are doing
organizing.
what we're supposed to do now.
All right. Street
Okay.
by street, house by house, huh?
Pardon
Right.
me?
Street by street, house by house.
Yes.
Yes, all right. Beautiful.
Putting
Nice.
things in place.
Good. And let me say this too. I'm not getting off the marketing board yet, but let me say this as well. Remember, we have to be organized. So those of you that want to play a part, get in contact with the constituency representatives and play your part. Yeah? Play your part in ensuring that your constituency isn't the constituency left behind when the new National Party regains power at the next election. Make sure that your constituency is sitting in government. Yeah, just make sure. So it means that you have to go street to street, village to village. You have to go town to town, wherever you need to go, house to house to house. Yeah? No canvassing when you're going to two houses and you say, them is NDC, and you skip that house and you stop that. None of that kind of canvassing. You're going to all. Whether there's NNP, NDC, you don't know who they support, you think you know who they support, go with an open mind. House to house to house. Yeah? Make sure you're going street by street, village by village, town by town. We're going throughout the length and breadth of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, bringing the message of the new National Party, listening to the concerns of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, and making sure that we are properly organized. Yeah? So that when that time comes, whether it's soon, whether it's medium term, whether it's far off, because I hear some people saying, oh, just now, no, listen, don't even think about that. Just make sure that at your earliest convenience that you are ready. Because for Grenada to progress, you must get rid of the Congress. So we have to do the work to ensure that that happens. Right. So back to the Marketing and National Importing Board. We're still waiting to hear what is taking place there with the Marketing and National Importing Board. The former employees, many of them have been asking questions. I know that several of them did speak about their pension plan, and so they were asking questions about that and different aspects of what has taken place with them. They said the promise was that they would receive training and some of them would receive loans in order to start small business. That never took place. Neither the training nor the dispersing of loans to these individuals to start small businesses and so. So all of these things did not take place. All right? Yeah. I'll try to find out, Mommy George, yeah, I'll ask them. Yeah. So we want to know what is the status in relation to that. Of course, Parliament is prorogued. Parliament is closed at this point in time. I did see a note coming out there that the Parliament was supposed to reopen next week. Yeah, I think it's Tuesday or when Parliament was supposed to be reopened. But that has now been pushed back. I didn't see a date given. Let me check. I don't think I saw a date for when Parliament is now going to be reopened. But for whatever reason, it has been pushed back. And I don't know why. Yeah, it seems to have been pushed back. So I am not sure why it has been pushed back. But I tell you all, I've been hearing the talk. Yeah, I've been hearing the talk that that we having a new GG, isn't it? Yeah, we hearing the talk that we go be having a new GG. That is what I've been hearing. Nice. So I could only report what I've been hearing. I have been hearing that we will be having a new Governor General. I don't know how true it is. I've been hearing a name calling as the potential new Governor General. Next thing they say, boy, them talking about that and they choose somebody else. So I don't know, but I'm telling you what I have been hearing, yeah? That we would be getting a new GG and that sort of thing. All right. And just in case, let me see if I could pull that up. I like to show you all what it is they're talking about. Yeah, the opening of Parliament planned for the 11th of September has been postponed to a date yet to be announced. We will post the new date once it's made formal. So it was taking place on the 11th of all days. You choose the 11th of September. That is not a good day in history. But anyhow, yeah, September 11th, that is not a nice day in history to do anything on it. So I don't know what I was thinking anyhow. But anyhow, yes, so that was the date that they had scheduled for the reopening of Parliament. It has been changed. No reason was given there. No new date has been given there. Maybe they find boy, the man go and he talk and he expose the thing, you know. You never know. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Also 347-329-3101. Tomorrow, is it tomorrow? I think tomorrow is the anniversary of Hurricane Ivan, isn't it? Yeah. For those of us old enough to remember Hurricane Ivan, you'd be surprised I'm saying that. Yeah, it sounds as though Hurricane Ivan was just a lot of years ago, you know. Yeah. Let's just say children born during the period of Hurricane Ivan and so first-time voters at the last election. That is how long ago Hurricane Ivan was.
Yes, sir. So don't tell me Caroni going through hell. No, don't tell me. I hear what the man.
So once again, 440-7377.
Don't tell me nothing about the Incogen deal. And how they never give a count for the shipload of rice they steal.
And let me say a special good night to my MPs. Yeah. So a special good night to Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. Honorable Dr. Clarice Modest.
And you hear he get millions in
Advocate Skeeter Lewis Peters. Honorable Peter David. Honorable Emlyn Pear.
I'll try to reserve. You get ask man in how much.
Senator Norman? Senator Norland Cox. How you doing, bro? Folks, we had to drag a Senator Cox onto the program one of these nights, you know. Senator Neelan Franklin. Senator Katisha Douglas. A special good night to each and every one of you.
I feel feel sorry for loyal citizens who get caught up in the lacoure. But a fish always rotten from the head is Robbie.
And folks, remember I said we've got to keep our eyes as well on the electoral list. Yeah, keep your eyes when it comes out. Make sure that your name is there. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I have seen in various countries political parties that were the most popular. The majority of people support them, the majority of people like them, and so I've even seen instances where the party that lost the election got more votes than the party that won. And that's a possibility, you know. Because if the party that lost won some of the bigger constituencies that carry more numbers, sometimes twice as many people as a smaller constituency, and the party that won the small constituencies, and so that is a possibility. Mathematically, it is a possibility that that sort of thing can happen. Yeah? So I've seen that situation in countries before where political parties that have what you may say is more support have lost. Yeah? And you know why? Because they were not organized. Yeah? They did not do what was necessary to ensure their victory. Yeah? So you've got to ensure that the work in constituencies is done. And I often come here and I say the work. What is the work? The work is ensuring that you network. The work is ensuring that you have your PR structure within the constituency to ensure that the messages are reaching out there, not just to your supporters, but to everyone in the constituency, because some of us tend to think of this thing in a micro scale, that the messages are only supposed to be going out to your supporters. No, the message has to go out to everyone, right? Dr. Mitchell had a press conference yesterday. Yeah? What are the various issues that were raised? Did you listen to the press conference? Have you taken those messages and brought those messages out there? Yeah, to other members of the party and even other people in your neighborhood. It's important that we do that and that we continually ensure that the message is sent out there. Dr. Mitchell gave a clear indication of what was taking place in relation to the Kimpton. In fact, I will play that again tonight. I know I played it last night, but it's that important that I will play it tonight again, because I want everyone to clearly understand what is taking place there. I want everyone to understand what is taking place there. Because many of us, we just seem to, we hear it and then we on to the next one. No. It's important that we listen what is being said there. So I'll play that right now as we await some of the calls. I'm going to play that right now for you all. Let me just make sure I get this out of the way here. Right. So let me play that now for you all. And this is Dr. Mitchell speaking in relation to that issue yesterday at his press conference.
Well, clearly we were at the arbitration because we didn't initiate arbitration. You know. It was the investor that did, because the facts can be borne out. I mean, I could give you a tidbits of what the Trudy Bay Development Project initiated in 2016. Because you have to say how much applications, CBI applicants you need to get the resources. They were supposed to get, the project was supposed to be $52.5 million US, and 150 CBI application would have done that. In 2017, the Trudy Bay Development requested an expansion of the project to US $99 million, which means 272 CBI applications. So there was a change from 15 to 17. In October 2017, the escrow accounts requirement was put in place. In 2020, the Trudy Bay Development Project, now renamed Kawana Bay Development, notifies CBS committee that it want to downgrade the project, which means that they're not planning to go to the level that they're talking about. By August 2020, the Kawana Bay development did not put the escrow account in place, but requested an expansion to the project. Again, in September 2020, Kawana Bay requested an increased budget of 105.1. Remember, the project started at $52.1 million US. They then requested up to 99 million US, and now they're asking for $105.1 million. So in November 2020, they requested a further budget increase to 110 point, that was the thing growing, well, geometrically or arithmetically, or whatever you want to put it, citing increase in costs. So if you cite an increase in costs, the government clearly would have to ensure that you are justifying this. So in 2020, the CBI committee, which of course arm of the government, advised the organization that an engineer would evaluate the work, an independent engineer, and the cost of the project. The engineer reported that the estimated construction cost was, what he estimated based on what was done, was $47.4 million. In effect, he's saying he cannot justify the rationale behind the increase, because that was the level of the work that was done. In 2021, the CBI committee advised the organization that there were concerns about the project, including two companies, Grenco Limited from BVI and Trublo Services Limited, to which monies collected from the applications of government CBI program were being sent to. In other words, we are supposed to be funding activities of Trublo Bay Development Project, or Kawana Bay Development renamed. But we noticed two other organizations, monies were taken from our CBI passport services to those organizations. So the question, therefore, is who are these organizations? And it's the investment in Grenada, and that was quite concerning to us. In June 2021, the company, instead of coming and justifying or saying the engineer was wrong and they would then debate it, they filed an arbitration claim before the ICID. So you see where we were? So my view is, since we had our facts, since the numbers we are now articulating is showing that we were justified in having concerns, we didn't get rid of them. I believe that the investment through the arbitration should have been utilized. But the government, clearly, I don't know for whatever reason, I don't know who lawyer is representing Trublo Bay Development, whoever that lawyer is. Maybe he had influence in the government or in the institution, and therefore they decided to not continue the arbitration. And my view, therefore, almost saying that they're going to meet the request. I hope that's not what they meant, but it could be something like this. And that is why we are where we are today. So I don't even know if the Prime Minister or whoever understand the implication of what he is doing. It's always to try to, it might be good to imply that the NNP did something wrong, because I think that's the purpose. But forget NNP. What about Grenada? Is this action I'm taking, would it benefit Grenada? Is it in interest of Grenada or interest of whoever? I don't know.
So the question we are asking there is from the release that we saw last week coming out, and from the statements made by the Attorney General, Claudette Joseph, by her in Parliament last week, that this issue would be wrapped up by the end of last week. We also saw in the Government Gazette the publication of the acquisition of the property presently occupied by Trublo Development Limited. Yeah? What is the present status? Today is Wednesday. If you've completed your negotiations last week, then at least either via a press conference yesterday or so, or via a press release, because they could just put the information in ChatGPT as they are accustomed doing and let it print out something, they could come to the Grenadian people and say, this is where we are at. We are giving these people $200 million. We're giving these people $100 million. We're giving them $50 million, whatever it is. Yeah? And that X amount of millions are for the land that we are reacquiring. The government of Grenada is reacquiring through the Land Acquisition Act, so that we are reacquiring the property and we are paying damages of this amount. Yeah? At least they can come to the Grenadian people and say that. At least they can tell you or me that, hey, we do have the guts, we do have the belly, or we have the belly because we play in a game here, footsie, with some people. So therefore, we have decided to settle with those people. We know their lawyers very well. Their lawyers are good friends of ours, because remember something, and I think sometimes we lose track of this. And let me just pull up something here in relation to the the Integrity in Public Life Act. And I think it would be very, very helpful of this present administration, the NDC administration of Mr. Deacon Mitchell. It would be very informative for them to ensure that they take a read of the Integrity in Public Life Act. You know, see, this is parts of the Integrity in Public Life Act there. Let me pull up another part of it here. Yeah, because I want to show you this part in specific of the Integrity in Public Life Act. Yeah? And it speaks to a conflict of interest. Yeah? A conflict of interest arises from a situation in which a person in public life has a private interest which can influence or appear to influence the impartial and objective performance of his or her official duties. Let me read that part again. A conflict of interest arises from a situation in which a person in public life has a private interest which can influence or appear to influence. So even the appearance of whatever it is having an influence on the outcome, yeah, is wrong. So, or appear to influence the impartial and objective performance of his or her official duties. And secondly, it goes to say, a person in public life, private interest includes any advantage to himself or herself, to his or her family, close relatives, friends and persons or organizations with whom he or she has had business for potential relations. So even if you're friends with somebody, yeah, it also includes any liability, whether financial or work relating thereto. Yeah? Part 3, I didn't highlight part 3, but it says, since the person in public life is usually the only person who knows whether he or she is in that situation. No, not really, you know. Some of us know as well. He or she has a personal responsibility to be alert to any actual or potential conflict of interest, take steps to avoid such conflict. Yeah? So they need to ensure that they avoid conflicts of interest. Are we seeing that with this present administration? Because let's go down the list here. Let's go down. And I'm leaving it up on the screen a bit because I want you all to read it for yourself. This is the law of Grenada. This is part of the laws of Grenada. This is part of the laws of Grenada. Right? Are we seeing people removing themselves when there is a potential for conflict of interest? Yeah? Are we seeing them doing that? Would it be a conflict of interest? Let's go over. Will it be a conflict of interest if a member of cabinet was the lawyer for the hotel that now occupies the lands that the government of which that person is a cabinet member is acquiring the property. Would it be a conflict of interest in that case? Because in that case, that person would have been involved in any legal proceedings taking place regarding that property, regarding that individual. That individual who is in cabinet would have made money from any legal proceedings that have taken place before. And if their company, with or without them practicing, it is their company, it carries their name. If their company still remains the lawyer of any side in that interest and is going to make money off of the acquisition or whatever takes place immediately after the acquisition, because we're hearing about, expansion, etc., etc., that, my friends, is a conflict of interest according to what you're seeing here. 1 and 2 and 3. That is a conflict of interest. There's no other way to describe it. Even if they go and they get one of their close friends and say, hey, if I use my law firm, talking points and them go jump on me and say that's how it is conflict of interest. So even if they go and they check one of their best friends who everybody know is the best friends and they say to her, you use your law firm and go and do it instead, that is still a conflict of interest because it says friends and persons or organizations with whom he or she has had business for potential relations. In other words, if you have been doing business with that, so you know what's taking place right now in relation to the Radisson, that the government has been in the process of acquiring the land there. They've made the 2 publications, and so I don't know if it's been completed yet because there are 1 or 2 other things to be done, but the government has proceeded in relation to acquiring the land. Who has been the lawyer of the Radisson in the very not so distant past? And who knows who is the lawyer of the Radisson now? Because if it happens to be somebody in parliament, in cabinet, not parliament because it could be on the opposition side, but it ain't nobody on the opposition side. That's on the government side. If that is so, it means that there is a conflict of interest. Yes, I know it's up on the screen. I'll leave it up there because I want you all to see. It means that there is a conflict of interest. It says clearly here in part 2. Close relatives, friends, and persons or organizations with whom he or she has had business. So even if you did business with them before, it means a conflict of interest has arisen and you ought to take steps to avoid such a conflict of interest. When it comes to what used to be the Flamboyant Hotel, is there a sitting member of cabinet now that made $1 million when that property was transferred over to the people who are holding it now, who the government is now going to reacquire the property from? So in other words, Flamboyant must have had a board of directors and shareholders and that sort of thing. So I'm asking a question here. Is there someone sitting in cabinet right now, whichever chair, whether it's at the top, the bottom, the side, wherever, is there someone sitting in cabinet right now that made $1 million when the folks who were doing the Kimpton by Kawana acquired that property? Because they had some share or some interest in the pre-existing business there. Yeah? Who were the legal representatives who would have also made a hefty sum when that property was transferred? You all know it has some lawyers, that's what they live by, and all they're doing is thing in relation to land. Yeah, they don't want no criminal case, they want nothing else. Yeah, all they want is landing. And that's where they're making money. So again, if anybody had business to do with the company that was there before and had anything to do with the land and the change in the land and all that sort of thing. According to the Integrity in Public Life Act, Section 2 in particular, Section 1 covers it as well, but Section 2 is more specific. Yeah? If they had a private interest, like they had a company that was doing business with somebody that stands to gain a benefit right now, that is a conflict of interest. Yeah? Let's look at a third case. The third case that I'm going to look at right now is in relation to the properties where you're hearing they're going to acquire properties now to place the teaching hospital and for housing. They've said that it is necessary for them to acquire X amount, I can't remember the exact amount off the top of my head, but X amount of acres, because they want to make sure that they have enough space to put the hospital and some housing and so on, and not allow others to encroach on where the hospital is and all of that. But again, we have to ask ourselves the question, who or whom were involved with the company that owns those lands? Is there a sitting member of the cabinet of Grenada right now who previously has done business with the company? It's not just an individual, it's a company that owns those lands. Is there a person sitting in cabinet right now, be they a lawyer or whatever, who gained finances, who did business for the people that own those lands right now? Because again, according to what I have up here, Section 2, that would be a conflict of interest. Yeah? That would be a conflict of interest. I don't know where the Integrity Commission is at this point in time. I heard that various people received their documents. I heard there's a new chair to the Integrity in Public Commission, the Integrity Commission. I've not seen any official releases coming out in relation to it. I've not seen any press release coming out in relation to it. It seems as though some people are hiding the fact that they may have an Integrity Commission in place now. They know why they might be hiding the fact that they have it now, because they may want us to come out and say that it isn't there, then for them to come out and say we lie, it is there. But then during that period of time, people could have already brought in their documentation to say, I see a perceived conflict of interest. I am presenting these documents to you, the Integrity Commission. Please investigate and report to the Grenadian people, because I will be letting the Grenadian people know. Like in my case, if I am bringing documents to the Integrity Commission, I ain't just bringing it. I'm letting the whole world know, not just Grenada, the Caribbean and further afield, know that those documents have been submitted and what has been submitted in it. So the integrity of the Integrity Commission will be viewed through how they deal with the information that is brought to them. Yeah? Because clear as day, you're seeing here that there are conflicts of interest. Clear as day. So whether it's the property with Radisson and the acquisition, and remember they go to Parliament, they pass $60 million just for land acquisition. So I know how much of that 60 million might come out in lawyer fees, how much million might come out in legal fees. But $60 million in relation to land acquisition. And that's in relation mainly to the lands for the hospital from whatever agency. I heard it mentioned, I think, by the Prime Minister, that there was going to be a situation where an initial payment in relation to those lands for the hospital and so on, there's going to be an initial payment, and then there's going to be a payment plan over a 7-year period where the individuals will be receiving certain amount of money every year. They're going to receive a certain amount of money every year for the next 7 years. So I don't know if it's going to be how much million, and then every year or so they have to receive X amount of million in relation to the payment for those lands and that kind of thing. But that is what was said by the Prime Minister in relation to that. I would like him to say, if he happens to know who were the lawyers of the company that owns those lands, or who might still be the lawyers. Again, as I'm saying, as we speak about these things, you may suddenly find that these people have other legal representation. But check the relationship between those new legal representation and the legal representation that was immediately preceding them. Yeah? Check the relationships and see if you don't find conflicts of interest. Not conflicts, No, they're not conflicts. Conflict of interest. Not conflicts of interest. Conflicts of interest. All right? Nice. So we understanding what is taking place here in relation to these things, right? 440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yeah? Nice. Yeah. No, we have other conflicts of interest, you know. For instance, you have an individual who is the person in charge, government-wise, falls under their ministry, in charge of the CBI program. Now, the CBI program, while it falls under their remit, that person owns a CBI company. They could say whatever they want, and they could go on the website and take off the name as much as they want. They are still the beneficial owners, one of the beneficial owners of the company. And we know, according to integrity in public life, it means that there is a conflict of interest. Yeah? Because even if they say when an application from their company comes up that they leave the cabinet room and so on, if you happen to be the chairman of cabinet, otherwise known as the prime minister, when you leave the room, it don't make a difference because all the others there, I mean, you could shift a man. You could take a man out of ministry. You're the prime minister, you could take him out of ministry. You could put him as a backbencher, take away ministry from him, totally leave him sit down in parliament, or he or she as a parliamentarian, just leave them in parliament like that. Yeah? So that is still a conflict of interest. As far as I'm concerned, your company ought no longer to be dealing with citizenship by investment in the state of Grenada. Yeah? And if it were only one, that's something. But then, the ministry changes hands and ends up in the hand of another person who has a CBI company as well. And this person basically had like a one-man CBI company. This wasn't like an operation and they have an office and you have a receptionist and you have about 4 or 5 people working with you. No, this one was like a one-man operation operating out of the house. Yeah? Yet still, did that person excuse themselves or recuse themselves from cabinet when applications that may come through their company, because if the applications coming through their company, listen, it's down to their bank account, down to their own bank account, I am sure, because they didn't have other staff and all kind of thing. So who would have been the signatory to the bank account? So it definitely had to be their bank account that was being used for when the people were paying funds. So somebody sitting in cabinet had people applying for the CBI program, paying money into their account that they control. Even if it's a business account, it's still personal, because I'm pretty sure who else is going to be signing when you're the sole trader in relation to this issue. But yet still, we don't see that as a conflict of interest. It is a conflict of interest. So if we think it's just the three with the properties and the land acquisition and that kind of thing, no. You have other instances. You have an ambassador, quote unquote ambassador, that is out there right now, and they say that ambassador is out there. How did they put it? They are out there finding business opportunities for Grenada. Well, you all can tell me if you're seeing the business opportunities in the past few months that they've been out there finding and so on. Maybe they operate a little slow. I don't know. But we realize that when it's a citizenship by investment, a CBI forum somewhere in London or in the Middle East or wherever, these individuals suddenly appear. But when it comes to coming back to the Grenadian people and saying, well, okay, these individuals have been getting A, B. Yes, you, Miss Andrea St. Bernard, are talking about, well, if you're afraid to call name, you, Miss Andrea St. Bernard, you all have not been hearing anything in relation to what these individuals are doing out there. Are they doing the country's business or are they doing the NDC's business out there? I'm asking a fair question here. Are they out there doing the business of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, or are they out there doing the business of the National Democratic Congress of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique? We have to ask these questions because we're not hearing reports. It seems as though the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I don't know, maybe they're foreign because we ain't hearing anything about the affairs on a local scene. So maybe the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is that they're affairing foreign because we're not hearing what is taking place locally from when they're going out there. There seems to be no reporting mechanism to say that we have secured this business opportunity or that business opportunity, or we've secured A, B, or C for the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Yet still you have a diplomat that's out there, and most of the time they're out there because it doesn't be here much, but most of the time they're out there. They have a responsibility to be doing that. But remember, while they're doing that, they may be involved in CBI. The Prime Minister saying he doesn't see it as a conflict of interest, but that person also owns a CBI company. Miss Andrea St. Bernard, yes, ASB, also owns. You're telling me that's not a conflict of interest? Is that not another conflict of interest? You see, all of these things are taking place and we just... oh boy. Anyway, let me see if I get a call here. Let me just go onto the WhatsApp and see if I get this call. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Brother Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Yeah, good night. Hold on.
I'm quite fine. You go right ahead.
Yeah. Brother Sheldon, when you sit and analyze the ministers in NDC, I call them tricksters, deceivers, and deceivers, and they still continue to trying to deceive the Ghanaian public. Brother Sheldon, look at what they did to the. Look at the promises that they made to the Ghanaian people, right? And they don't fulfill the promises that they made with the permanent jobs, right? And paying the $650 or the Prime Minister said that the World Bank said that they should be receiving. And look at the faith workers that work up now, they can get money, right? These people, they work, the faith workers work, and they can get paid. Some of the people that vote for them, they was working, they was receiving a salary, and with $1,000 something, and income this government and the people vote for them because they vote to get a permanent job. Because the Prime Minister say contract work is illegal. And telling people, if you vote for me, I'll make you all going to be permanent immediately. And Brother Sheldon, what the government is doing? The same people that they sent home, we take all their bread from. They will pass around and trade, and they see them, they will give them about 200 or 300 in a hand, right? So then, when they give them that money, they will say, well, you see, that man is a good man, give me that money. But remember, that money that man giving, that person might give you, you have a family to take care of. You are drawing a salary every month. You have bills to pay. Right? You have bills to pay. Other things to do, for the children to send to school. Right? Food to buy. So comparing what the previous government did to you, they give us a job where you only earn money. That this government come and they send you home. And now they will try passion and give you things, go in school, visit school, take your photos with your children and other people's children. So when you see that now, you're going to feel happy. And then you're not going to forget that you were working and they send you home. But calling upon the Ghanaian people, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled with what a man give you. He may give a fish, a month or 2 months to get a fish. But then you're drawing a salary every month. That salary could have reached far, far more than the fish you're getting every day. But now you're out of a job, and they're trying to bypass, to make you forget what it did to you. But I call upon the Ghanaian people, don't be fooled. Don't get trapped again with these tricksters. Right? Because right now you're out of a job, and you don't know where the next meal coming from, where the next money coming from to give your children to go to school. Go to school. Yes, if whatever they give you, take it. But make sure when the time comes for voting, vote them out, because you're out of a job. They're out of a job. And you're out of a job, and even some of the people who working again, they don't know when they last day. Because once they recognize that you did not vote for them, and they got the information, is home they're going. So I ask myself the question, is Grenada and the rest of people in the country that did not vote for them is foreigners? A government is there to help everyone and to better the life of everyone. But what you find happening is pressure and more pressure upon the poor man back. More pressure and more pressure. Think how cost of living going up every day. Every day, if you go in the shop and buy something with a Sheldon, to one place I go back, if price change. Right? So taking out, come in and hug you, give her $200. That is not important. And you are working and you're getting a salary every day. So the man that give you a job, and they're giving a job, you have to consider that man that's the one who care about you. Not the man who give you a fish, and that fish could only share, you can even share for you and your family for a dinner. So well, Sheldon, have a blessing.
All right. Thank you very much, caller. Yes, indeed. Yeah, 4407377 347-329-3101. You can call and get into the conversation tonight. Yeah, no, earlier, yeah, I ain't bothering to long things. Some of them coming under the live to try and, twist the thing. Because they find we spitting some facts there tonight, boy. Yeah. So, no, they ain't gone. I delete them. Wrong live. You see, for instance, last night, I'm still waiting, and I've got the WhatsApp open in front of me for the individual that called lying last night, trying to claim that the New National Party, they passed thing and all kind of nonsense. My WhatsApp is open right now. The studio WhatsApp is open right now. Yeah? So can you kindly forward that information that you said you have in your possession to me? It's here. And if you don't want to forward it to me, you all have several programs. You could find the Walker side or some kind of thing, wherever program they have, right? You could find that one. You could find the other one day, the Gagunda does have on thing. You could find you have the certain paper, all you have does come out and digitally, wherever. All you could find them. If you don't want to send it to me, you could send it to them, because you could be guaranteed that they're going to put that out. Yeah, and I'm challenging that caller again last night. I think it was one of the last callers, that they lie. They lie. Yeah? So the WhatsApp is open, 4407377. I'm giving that caller the opportunity to send that information to me and prove to me that they are not lying, because as far as I've said, they are lying. I know it's not true. I know with 100% and even more certainty that it is not true. I know that. I know there was an attempt to try to give the impression and create that story out there, and I know what they're doing. Yeah, to create that story out there and try to shift the momentum of the disappointment and hate on that issue towards their political organization to shift that onto the new National Party. Not here. Well, they should know better than to come here with that too, eh? Right, nice. 4407377. And before I go back on the other issue, just to say, last night I did mention a young lady who lost her home. Last night, she's in St. David. She lost her home yesterday evening to fire. Unfortunately, so it happened just after her 7-year-old daughter came home, and 2 houses were actually burnt, including hers. I don't know the full situation of the other household, but I do know that she has lost everything. Yeah, including the clothes, everything that the child just came home from school with, school clothes, books, everything gone. So those of you that want to assist, I can put you all directly in contact with the individual. I don't always like to be the conduit. Sometimes I like to give you all direct contact with the individual. So those of you that are interested in helping, give me a little call or a message and I'll put you in direct contact with the young lady because she does need some assistance. I mean, all clothes, all food stuff, all school uniform, books, everything. Imagine you just get the books and the child just use the books for 2 days and everything gone. Right? So school books, uniform, their clothes, all their clothing, everything is gone. All right? So I can put you all in direct contact with the individual. Send me a WhatsApp message and I can give you all the number and you all can get directly in contact with the individual. We have a call online. Good night.
Sheldon, good night.
Good night to you, my friend.
How are you, my friend? Good.
I'm actually quite fine, you know.
All right. Listen me. The first point I want
Wait, I find I have you lower. Let me raise you so everybody could hear you. Go ahead now, Papa.
Yeah. The first point I want to make is that the gentleman that called you last night,
Eli.
The man says he's a teacher, you know.
Listen, that man may be even a teacher. He can't be a teacher
the
or
man
preacher.
looks like a dunce teacher.
Eli.
He ain't ready yet. The next point I want to make, here you was talking about it. You talk about the marketing board. Last week, I passed by the marketing board to get a couple of things. The majority of things that I see there is dry coconut, you know. The marketing board have nothing at all to sell for people, you know.
Well, it's operating on like a skeleton kind of thing. This is
Yes,
skeleton staff
very
and it's
few
like
people
skeleton products.
inside of there.
I sometimes pass.
The cashier that is there about the third person I saw. Right. And the final point I want to make. I'm not disputing what you say about conflict of interest. I'm not disputing that because I personally know this is conflict of interest too.
Yeah.
But what I would like to see is that the Grenadians get up and step up, look at what is happening, try and do your best and make sure that the NNP comes back into power. And as soon as they reach, set up a commission of inquiry and let everybody that's doing wrong face the music. I remember a couple of years ago, they did that to Dr. Mitchell, and they got nothing out of it. But I know for this one, they will get a lot. Have a nice night.
All right. Thank you very much, my friend.
Good man. Bye-bye.
Yes, indeed. 440-7377. That is the number you can call directly or via WhatsApp. Or my good caller last night who called and and send those documents to me. Just snap them and WhatsApp them to me. Or maybe you have them in a digital format. You can just drop them in the WhatsApp to me. All right? Yeah. Give me the WhatsApp. All right? Now send the thing for me. Yeah. Give me the thing. It's mine. Send it for me. Yeah. Because if you come here to make a claim, you have to back it up. Yeah? We ain't allowing you to get with that one. You ain't coming inside here and try to twist people's mind in a particular direction. No. We know let's sit down and strategize how all you come in and, yeah, boy, that thing giving us pressure, boy. Yeah, we come in and let's strategize on that. So we are giving you the opportunity to call us and embarrass me. Yes, my dear, you're live.
Good night.
Hi.
Didn't I tell you to get a bigger pot?
A big pot?
More food? So you see it for yourself, eh? They come in and feed.
No, but I realized that they were being kind of rude to my my chatters on the street.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yes, so I had to.
Know to take care of them.
I had to. No, I realized you all were dealing with them, but keep focus on the program.
They get food, they're so greedy, so they're starting to choke.
Yeah, the thing is when you check the profile on them, there's only like 1 or 2 people all kind of thing.
Fake thing. The minute time they start, the profile is being checked out.
Yeah.
That's why we go deal with them. Anyhow they come, we dealing with them. Bring all the backside, come and listen. Keep all the self-quiet and listen. Although they're getting nothing good elsewhere. So now come on them programs, just listen to the facts and the truth. Take it. Don't come and throw all the nastiness here. We don't have time for it. That way we go deal with all you. Tomorrow's got another one go come again. And you see how they come every night is a different one.
They can't stay away, my dear.
The same person are doing that, you know. The same person are doing that.
They can't stay away.
The same person are doing that. And we know who doing that. That way we go take care of them. Continue the program. I don't want to take up much time.
No, let me explain something to you. There have been meetings in the past couple, after the carnival, there have been meetings by the NDC in relation to the issue of public relations. Yeah? One of the things they raised is the issue of Velma deal with that already, right? Yeah. One of the issues raised was the fact that they still find that too much information is coming out from different sources and getting to us. So that we here on this program generally know things that sometimes even government ministers and definitely the people working in their offices don't even know. Yeah? So we're able to come out here and we're able to say, hey, the chairman of Grenlec resigned. And then you see everybody pick it up and start to run with the story. Yeah, the chairman of Grenlec resigned, but we told you. We knew. So we were able to say, hey, the chairman of Grenlec resigned. And then they were able to come and confirm what we already knew was true. Yeah? We were able to tell you when various other people resigned and so on. We were able to tell you certain things before they happened. We know what happened. So when they got rid of the labor commissioner, we were able to tell you that had happened. So they are upset that we seem to be able to still receive information in a timely manner and put it out even before they know how to dress it up and put it up. So they had a meeting and they discussed that. The other thing they discussed is that their presence on social media has significantly declined and that they need some people to hold the reins and get back on social media under programs like this program, under Prince, Mosquito Man, under the live that's done by Carl and Andre and so on, to get under the various lives and create confusion. Take people away from the discussions that are taking place, very timely discussions, but get people onto defending themselves or defending other things, but get them off of the important issues. Just be a thorn in the side, just create confusion and so on. The other thing that they discussed is getting people to call onto various programs and so on and try to either be disrespectful or change the conversation from one direction to another direction. But you know we just deal with that. So we have a call online. Good night.
Sheldon, my brother, how you doing? Pleasant good night.
Mosquito, what's saying, man?
I good, man.
You need a lawyer. You need a lawyer.
Huh?
You need a lawyer? But here you need a lawyer. If you need a lawyer, talk to your boy.
When that time come, brother, we shall cross that hurdle.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we shall cross that hurdle because you know it's a race that is running. But the race is for those who can endure it, eh?
Yeah, no, it's nothing for them to do in the post office.
I don't know. I don't think he have anything because
to me, like, I think they only, instead of dealing with the post, they post in all kind of nonsense. They have no work to do inside here.
Yeah, but I don't hear nothing coming out of the Grenada Postal Corporation. You have a new city called Radville inside down there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they deal with that issue yet and with the workers and so forth.
Well, I hear they put a deputy because the person who in charge of the post can't do the work, so they create a post and they put a post of a deputy post.
Papa, oh, incompetence, man, incompetence. Incompetence. But it is what it is, you know. I always say, Sheldon, is the content in which we disseminate that they don't like, because the way in which we present our information, they doesn't really like it. But I always tell them that attack on me, it feels as though like it's an attack on the poor and vulnerable, because when I speak, I don't speak for myself, and I don't speak personally. I speak for the people that doesn't have a voice, if I must say. You understand? I speak for the voiceless. So when I speak for the manis that was promised permanent jobs. When I speak for the many persons or people that they had fired. When I speak for the many Grenadians that cannot afford the medication, and yet for all we cannot get a supply of medication. You understand? The caregivers, the barbers, the people that you know, in the profession of doing hair and all this sort of thing. I speak about these people. So when they try to attack me, basically they're attacking all these people and more. You understand? But I have this to say, that they would not stop me. They would not stop me, and I refuse to stop talk, because my voice is being heard, and I'm going to continue to speak freely, and I'm going to continue to bring the facts as I see it, and I'm not going to be intimidated. If it's that they want to do, well, I'm not going to be intimidated.
Well, let me get a joke now. When we growing up in Trinidad, right? Because, you know, I spent my formative years, early years in Trinidad. We used to stone mango off of the tree. I could pelt good, eh? If it's one thing, I know I could pelt it real good. Yeah, man. As boy, I could pelt it real good. I hit in a mango from how much feet away and take it down. I hit in the stem and take it down. But you know one thing? I never go and stone green mango yet. The mango had to be ripe. Yeah, we only used to stone ripe mango. You don't stone green mango. You only stone ripe mango.
That is what I know.
Yeah, so when you see a pelting, I tell you I could help. I tell you I could pelt, boy. Yeah.
I know. You know, and Sheldon, what they failing to realize that they never said you throughout your entire life, maybe going to school and of that sort, you have never heard any teacher said that the photosynthesis is the process in which yellow plants make the food in the presence of sunlight. You never hear that. You heard that photosynthesis, right, is a process in which green plants makes the food in the presence of sunlight. Sheldon Scott, I can be very lengthy, but I choose not to. You have a blessed night, my brother. I just called to make my voice heard.
Before you go, buzzing in the morning?
Well,
or tomorrow evening?
It depends. It depends. But 9 o'clock is always my time. Sometimes I say no. And then when 9 o'clock comes, it's as if something does just, you know, just hold me in my, just hold me and say, watch, buzz.
Once you're available, you have to do the thing. Once you're available, you have to do
when
the
I
thing.
buzz, I don't buzz personally for myself. You know, I buzz because of the people, and when I think about the people and the many people that is being exploited, when I think about the ills and injustices that is being done towards the people, when I think about the fact that the government is so silent and it's becoming deafening. I mean, we need voices. You know.
Before you leave, though, I want you. There are several people that have been reaching out. They want to get T-shirts and stickers and so on. How are they finding you?
Well, they can find me. They can find me on my Facebook page, where we all know is Mosquito Man.
Yeah.
My number is, which I don't like to disseminate, because, you know, with all the
next thing you have about 5 million callers trying to tell you all kind of thing, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, so they can message me through
Facebook
Messenger, and from there we can take it from there. So it's not really, it's not hard. I always have data. Once you message me, we will take it from there. And the jerseys are going to be delivered right to your doorstep. If you want it like that, we can do it. The majority of the people in the diaspora, I can tell you that the jersey have made way through the U.S., England, Canada, and so forth, and it's just, you know, the buzz sticker and all, even on people's fridges, the buzz sticker is there. I can tell you. You know, one lady told me that she in love with the sticker so much that she placed it on her mirror because she know every morning she have to go to the mirror. You know, so I mean, it's the love is immense. The attention is great, and I really can't stop saying thank you to the people that is supporting. You know, so hats off to the people that is actually wearing the Buzz T-shirt, and I know the Talking Point T-shirt pretty soon will be dropping.
Yeah,
so,
man.
You know what I mean?
But meanwhile, they have to get the Buzz T-shirt, and then afterwards, we putting out a royalty T-shirt too.
I don't talk. We have to do what we have to do because
I don't know if Sister Jenny
things,
might have she T-shirt. You know, she's a kind of stylish lady. Mightn't be a T-shirt.
Well, you're not telling me. You're not telling me.
In Jenny case, might not be a shirt.
All the persons that are hosting programs in relation talking about the ills and injustices, they are people of class.
Yeah.
They are people of class indeed. You understand?
But you see, I ain't see Jenny doing that T-shirt. I see her doing something like a shirt itself.
Well, I mean, come on.
That's she style. You know it go.
Yes,
all right, my brother.
Yes.
Thanks for your call, and of course, know we there, man. And as
yes, brother. I am here. I'm in the land of the living. If anything happen, all you must know.
As I tell you, brother, they can't do nothing. They're just like that. Empty tin a bob. They can't do mosquito nothing.
Oh God, tell lad you have a good one, my brother. I don't want to stay too long.
Blessings.
All right. Mm-hmm.
440 folks. 440-7377. You ever see? Oh, yeah, the person's actually a teacher. Yes, that's nice. Yeah. Oh, that is what happened there. Yeah, ting. Okay, yeah, the person who called us says an actual teacher, so they find an actual teacher to do it. Yeah, let him present the information. That's his name? Good, nice. Let him present the information. He ain't calling and lie to my people here and get away. Present the information in relation to what he was. If you don't know what he was speaking about last night, go back and listen to last night's program. Towards the end, you won't get it. Nice. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. And folks, remember, we do have the donation part on our page, on our website, on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. We do have it there. You could put a $5 or $10, whatever, and so on. In the case of this young lady, once you all message me for her number, I am sending her number to you, and all you could deal with her directly. Yeah, she could tell all you because send it to me. I think that is one thing, but you see, dealing with her directly, you might be able to quicker address her needs. We have a caller online. Good night.
Good night, Sharon Scott.
Hey, how you doing, ba?
My cooler.
Nice.
Watch, that's infringement. Some infringement to me.
Hey?
I feel sorry for that mother and that figure.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon Scott, the mother I don't stand by the side of the road and stay skin up. And the kids, no September school people come and train, they can just do have money to go to school.
Oh, so you know of a situation like that? There's a situation like that you know of?
Yeah, I know very good.
No, you're saying that's a situation that you know of? That's something different to what we were speaking about earlier?
I know no Tony. I know which one I receive the program.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel sorry for her. So I want to sponsor some food because I know all things hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I plan to give her $100. I didn't give her 100. I will give her
so wait, you know the individual, right?
Yeah.
But you usually in St. David, so check them.
I will give and I'm not going no MP from St. David. She's not from St. David. She's from St. Paul's area.
I think you're talking about somebody different to what I'm talking about. Due to the fact that you joined late, I think you need to talk to me afterwards because I think you're misunderstanding what we're talking about here. All right? Because certain things you say they ain't matching up. So I think you're talking about something else.
Somebody to talk about.
Yeah. All right. So you give me a call after and we'll deal with that.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. 440737. Yeah, we were speaking about someone who lost their house yesterday in St. David. Their child lost all their school books, uniform, everything. They lost all their clothes and everything, all their food stuff, everything gone. All right. Yeah. So while we know NADMA does usually step in and do what they can do and so on, there are other assistance that can be given. So who can? Message me. I'll give you the number. You can speak to the person directly. All right. 440737. That's the number for you to get onto the inside of tonight's program. And somebody, you know, this is about the fourth person that been asking me if bus price raise. I don't know what's taking place with that. Is it a case that there's been a change in the bus price? Because by the way, over the last couple of weeks, around the carnival time, I was hearing that a meeting may have taken place where certain promises were made in relation to bus price. I don't know because I didn't hear it from multiple sources. I heard that from one source, and I usually try to verify, and I really didn't take the time to verify if that meeting indeed did take place in relation to bus price. And the next thing is that I saw about 2 or 3 postings by different people about bus price, and now I've got a message from someone again asking if they want to know if bus price has increased. So those of you that take the bus, I take the bus from Grand Anse to town, and I can tell you the price remains the same in Grand Anse. I don't know if people are having that issue on other routes or with particular buses. I don't know. Yeah, but if there has been an increase, it would have to be officially announced and that sort of thing. I think it would have to be gazetted as well. My good friend, media friend, yeah, it has to be gazetted in it, yeah. So I think that would have to be gazetted and all of that. So just in case, we would check, yeah, because I don't think that anything has been put out increasing the bus price and so on. Nothing that I have seen in relation to that. 440-7377, that's 440-7377, and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers to call. We're hearing there. You're hearing changes at the PSC, the Public Service Commission. Papayo, I hear them changes too. I hear that all people related to certain ministers are no longer there. They're somewhere else. I hear that some changes taking place with the Public Service Commission Board. Yeah, I hearing changes taking place there. Yeah, they're making changes now after they don't send how much innocent people down there. Yeah, they send people down there for all kind of thing and accuse people of all kind of thing and send them down there. You know? So, I know. I know somebody's telling me the bus price thing is not... I take the bus every day and the price remains the same. But I have seen 2 individuals asking that question. I heard one individual speak of a particular meeting. I don't want to go into details because I didn't hear it as second, third place anyway. Of a meeting that took place and that kind of thing. But you know me as usual, yeah. But somebody has been asking here if bus price has gone up. As far as I know, no. Because that would have to be gazetted and all of that. And nothing was gazetted. We read the gazette on a weekly basis here. And there was nothing like that inside there. So bus price remains the same. Yeah, and that, by now people would have done start to make a certain noise in relation to something like that as well. Eh? So I understand your concern, but thus far, no, we haven't seen anything like that. 440-7377. That's the number to get onto the inside. And you're hearing people concerned because they're hearing new GG, they're hearing new commissioner of police. The police, I've been hearing from various police officers that they're hearing that they're about to get a commissioner of police from St. Kitts. Yeah, I don't know how true it might be, but several officers have been saying, and I've been hearing from people outside of the Royal Grenada Police Force who are in positions to know as well that there is a situation where we may be having a commissioner of police who is not a Grenadian. Yeah, so that somebody from St. Kitts, I find every time they have one of those regional meetings and so on, I find certain, so 2 prime ministers has always lined together. Just check it out. Yeah? anytime you see one of those regional meetings and you see they have the little caucuses, it have two particular prime ministers, Grenada prime minister, another prime minister, there's always be the two linemen together, right? You can't deal with this situation in St. Kitts for crime and you want to be the commissioner of police here in Grenada. Yeah, we will see how that turns out. Didn't turn out too nice. We had one that was, well, it was Grenadian thing. But that wasn't too nice, eh? Yeah, that wasn't too nice. Yeah, one of that did end last time when we had, wasn't a commissioner, but we had somebody. Yeah, that did not end too nice, right? Yeah, and we don't want to return to those kind of things. 440-7377. That definitely is the number for you to get onto the inside. Teresa, the child is 7 years old. It's a female, 7 years old. So you can message me on 440-7377. You can message me there and I can pass the number on to you and you can make an arrangement if you are looking to assist, whether with the school or clothes or whatever it is you're looking to assist with. 440-7377. And I will put you on to the individual. All right? Nice. Yeah, and folks, you know something I didn't say in relation to the Kawana Bay issue, the True Blue Bay development issue with them and the arbitration that they were going through. The first part of the case is what was active right now. That's what government has decided that they're not moving forward with. The first part of the case was dealing with whether or not the case should have gone to the International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes and so on, or it should be dealt with in the OECS courts. They didn't even allow that part to finish. Yeah, but I'll get back to that. We have a caller online. Good night.
Hello, good night.
Hi, good night.
Good night. I'm calling to find out about this thing I hear about Miss Gloria. The lady from Tongle, for the Prime Minister? What's your name again?
Gloria. I'm not clear what you're speaking about actually, or who you're speaking about.
What she's about they bring up in the price for people to walk. That they bringing up that price for people to walk.
Oh, I understand. I understand what you're speaking about. You're speaking about the Minister of Labor,
right.
Senator Claudette Joseph,
yes.
and the minimum wage, addressing the issue of the minimum wage. Yes.
Yes. So that I'm talking about. They're bringing up the minimum wage and for laborers and all things. But the only thing is that how we going to pay? I just say no, that the people cannot get more money for how they work in. But we nutmeg and with cocoa, who we living by, the price not going up. So how we going to pay? That is what I'm questioning. Thank you.
All right, my dear. And the caller is making airing a valid concern there. Now, over the past few months, you have had, by the Ministry of Labor, I think in conjunction with the MIT Ministry, the Ministry of Everything, right? You have had consultations taking place around the island in relation to the issue of the minimum wage. On this program, on more than one occasion, I encourage people to attend because I think it's an important issue. And of course, I think they need to hear as much as possible from as many Grenadians as possible. Because the issue of minimum wage is an important issue. Let's just admit it. You have some people that are working for some salaries that when you factor in inflation and then you factor in NDC and the nonsense that they're doing with the economy now and the effect that that is going to have on your pocket in the near future, you definitely have to look at the size of people pay packet. Yeah? You definitely have to do that. Because some of the moves that they're making, remember they told you that reverting the price of the freight on the port to 2019 levels was going to reduce the cost of food for you. It did not. In fact, the cost of food during that period went up significantly and it has not come back down. Outside of the zero-rated items, yeah, the condoms and oil and them kind of thing, right? Outside of the zero-rated items, the price of goods have gone up between then and now, significantly again, significant. Because if you went into the supermarket last month and you go into the supermarket this month, you realize what I'm saying. Sometimes I go and I pick up 1 or 2 items. As a single father, you go and you pick up 1 or 2 items for your children and that kind of thing, right? And sometimes when you look at what you get and how much you pay for it, even instead of me commenting, the person who cash in commenting, why that you're getting for that money? And oh God, not even me who commenting. Yes, I commented in my mind, but the person who is actually cashing commenting, oh gosh, no. That's the price of this thing, by oh gosh. Yeah? And not only that, there are several bits and pieces of medication, and this is definitely something that needs to be looked at. There are several bits and pieces of medication that people need, not that they want, not that they would like to have, not that they use when they feel like using, but that they must use. Yeah? And imagine you have some that people were going and paying $60 for the packet. And now it's 100 and something. Yeah, 115 going to 120, nearly double in price. And that's over the last couple months. And that's medication. Some medication that some people need, they're not going to use. Some people would use the generic. In other words, they use one instead of using, let's say you like to use a painkiller. So let's say we all say Panadol. But instead of Panadol, somebody uses something else, like they use, let's say Advil or something like that. But you say one is the name brand and the other one is the one everybody does get. Yeah? So some people like to use the name brand, some people like to use the other one. But the price of both has been going up and up and up and up and up. So we're seeing significant increases in the prices of medication. Yeah? And you can't blame the pharmacies for that, because the pharmacies are paying due to what they're facing on the port when they get here, when they get the stuff in here. So if you, outside of the prices might be increasing outside of Grenada, if you have to get the price of the medication down in Grenada, it means that you either have to zero rate medication at the port or at least reduce the VAT on it significant enough so that those savings can be passed on to the consumer. And then you also have to monitor to make sure that those savings are passed on to the consumer. So I'm not blaming the pharmacies. The pharmacies have to deal with the increase in price outside in the instances that there are increases in the price outside, but they also have to deal with the heavy lash that they're getting when they bring this stuff in on the port here. So you see the prices increasing and increasing and increasing, and nothing being done by the government to put a halt to it, to stop it. Yeah? Maybe if some of them was using high blood pressure medication and diabetic medication and those kind of things, they would have known. Yeah? But and maybe they ain't paying for it, maybe they're getting it. Yeah? But significant increases in the prices of those things, significant increases in the price of the food stuff. Yeah? What we're gonna hear? They're gonna wait until in December or November to come and say these are the measures we're going to take next year. So suffer for the rest of the year until then. They're not going to take any proactive measures right now to try and hold strain. So outside of that, as the caller asked, they are doing that structuring in relation to the price of they are doing some restructuring in relation to the price of the wages. All right. Again, we did ask people to attend some of those meetings. I did listen in, and I can say that some very interesting discussions did take place in relation to the wage bill and that kind of thing. Right. Some very interesting discussions took place in relation to that. I heard some people who are working as caregivers and so on speak, and those ladies, they real talk. Yeah. But then again, on the flip side, when it comes to the employers, it's going to increase the amount of money that the employer has to put out on a monthly basis. And according to where, they may have to pass that on to the consumer. Right? So there has to be some sort of balance taking place. Yes, you want to focus on increasing the amount of money that people make on a monthly basis. But on the same token, if you are a proper economist and you understand what you're doing, in fact, forget being an economist, just being a person with common sense who cares about people, your other focus would have been in relation to driving the cost of living down so people will have more money to be able to use. Yeah? That's where the focus should be. You should be focusing on how do we reduce the cost of living for the average Grenadian. How do we reduce their food bill? How do we reduce their utility bill? How do we reduce their cost of transportation? Yeah? How do we reduce their cost of goods and services on a whole? And when you do that, the $100 could stretch further. And you may not even have to look at minimum wage, because then $100 may be what what $300 were just a few months before, if you were able to get the cost of living down. But their focus now is on increasing the minimum wage. And I'm not saying that they're wrong for doing that. As I said, we encourage people to go. But what they should be doing in tandem with that is that they should be also trying to find a way to drive the cost of living down. If you're not doing that at the same time that you're trying to increase your minimum wage to an acceptable 2023, 2024 level, because we're nearly done with 2023, so we have to look at inflation, the increase in the cost of goods and services into 2024 and take that into consideration, and then a particular cycle, 2025, 26, 27, whatever, you take that into consideration, but also how you do things within the local economy to drive the cost of living down. Are you seeing measures to drive the cost of living down? No. They're going and take more loans and all kind of thing. Millions of dollars for land acquisition, and we told you the conflict of interest that taking place with those things. Conflict of interest and conflicts with interest. All kind of thing taking place with that, right? And in addition to that, remember, these are the same people that just take $7.5 million for independence celebrations between now and December. That has nothing to do with what gone for the year so far as they're trying to sell to you. Absolute nonsense. The $7.5 million that they now have in their hand for independence celebrations have nothing to do with before that was passed in Parliament, because there was nothing taking place in relation to independence for the year so far, for the 50th anniversary of independence. We are yet and we await, and we call on them to at least have a launch. Have a launch. Come, tell us what the theme for Independence 2024 is. So we need to know what the theme is. We need to, if you have a logo, you've developed a logo, we need to see what that logo is. Many of us may want to put it on vehicles. The buses may want it. Yeah, different people may want it on t-shirts and all that sort of thing. We're taking 50. So people would want to merchandise and do different things. Companies may want to do different things with it. So they need to know early enough instead of having to rush coming out of the Christmas season to get these things done before the 7th of February. So at least, again, I have to give them advice again. Have a launch. Launch the thing. But then, remember, in Parliament, they said that they hadn't settled on what they're going to do. Remember, they take $7.5 million to do it, but they still say they didn't settle on what they're taking the $7.5 million for. Meanwhile, the cost of living keep increasing, right? The cost of living keep increasing, and some basic goods and services that government is supposed to provide are standing by the wayside. Yeah? But still, they take $7.5 million. Maybe they're going and take the $7.5 million and assign it otherwise to do other things. Because you've heard that roughly $2 million out of that is going to be used to print the new money, the commemorative $50 note that many of us are expected to purchase. I don't know if we're buying the $50 note for $50 or we're buying the $50 note for $100. I don't know what's taking place. But we are supposed to buy and keep that commemorative note. Many people will do it. Keep that commemorative note. But would enough people buy enough of that note so that that note can make back the money that was spent on doing it? Yeah? We have to ask all of these questions. There are people in the diaspora that may want to purchase it. Yeah, they'll go online, they'll purchase and that sort of thing. Yeah, they may gift some to some friends and that kind of thing. Yeah, you buy it online and so. But do you have enough people to purchase it and to hold on to it to make back your money? And what are your projections in relation to how much money you're going to make back when you spend 2 million, 2.5 million to print that note. So the authorization has been given, but are you actually thinking clearly? Because remember, this is the same people that tell us the $5 million to give up on the freight going to come to the Grenadian people, and that went to the business friends. That didn't come to us. Right? These are the same people that told us, when it comes to economics, I don't know, like they have a problem. I'm not an economist. But these are the same people that told us that the injection of all the money from the pension payment is going to cause a resonation, a rebirth in the Grenadian economy. All you see it? Tell me, since the pension was paid, did you all see any increased economic activity and that kind of thing? And again, this is not saying that the pension should not have been paid because the New National Party was paying the pension. All this praise, you see these NDC people running around and giving themselves for paying the pension and so what am I to do with the pension? The only thing is they happen to be in government and they meet the money that the New National Party had to pay the pension and they pay the pension. But they had nothing to do in relation to getting and organizing the pension. It was the New National Party that decided that they're going to deal with the pension issue once and for all. The NDC didn't do that. So all this praise they're heaping about we pay the pension. Yeah, so the same way you had to pay the workers, the same way you had to pay the NIS, that all you ain't doing, the same way that all you had to pay all these things. Yeah, so the pension became payable, you had to pay it. That is an achievement. It's an achievement because the New National Party managed the economy good enough that they left the money there to pay it. And they definitely would have paid it had they been returned to office. So you have no main achievement when you're talking pension there. You come in, the bill was there, you paid. Simple. Yeah? Nice. 440-7377. I think we have roughly about 15 minutes. Yeah, roughly about 15. Roughly about, every time I laugh like that is because I see a comment somebody make. Roughly about 15 minutes remaining on tonight's program. Yeah, it's amazing how people does change, boy. So I want to know who is the two people from MIT that take knock after the ceremony the other day. And I want to know if those two people are related to the minister of MIT.
It's amazing how people...
Oh, they didn't think I know? Yes, I know. The two people that after the ceremony the other day, that was MIT, yes, that after that ceremony, the two people that take knock afterwards that working in MIT, that take knock, yeah, all related to the minister and why all take knock and what kind of nonsense is that? They can't be doing them kind of thing, right? Nice. We have a caller online. Let's go to the WhatsApp. Good evening, caller. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
Very well indeed. Just one question I want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
The money they asked for this independence to spend by the end of this year, can you find out how much of it is going to be spent by the end of this year for traveling? Because I know some things. That's why I'm asking you that question. So have a blessed night.
All right, my friend. And that person asked a dangerous question there. How much of it is going to be spent on traveling? Let me tell you all this. I think the person is picking up kind of what I'm picking up too. There are a lot. You remember they're always traveling and they're going to meet these NDC groups in, whether it's in New York or in Canada or in the UK. I think they have the UK coming up and that kind of thing. They're always going in Florida and they're meeting these NDC groups. Well, for the 50th anniversary of independence, these people want to come home. So you're going to find an excuse, you know. Yeah, you're going to find an excuse to get these people home. So it's the 50th anniversary of independence. You may have a situation where some of these people all of a sudden belong to some cultural group that's coming out of the US and so on, needs to come to Grenada, and the government of Grenada has to supply tickets and all of that thing for them. Yeah? You also find large delegations leaving Grenada to go and celebrate independence in all these metropolitan cities and all these kind of things. So you hear them heading to New York. You hear a delegation of 20-something people leave Grenada. Next thing that to charter a plane to go to New York for the 50th independence celebrations there, right? And then you're going to hear another plane had to leave and go to Canada, and you're going to hear one had to go to the UK, and even regionally, you might hear smaller delegations heading to Trinidad, different things for Grenadiers. Yeah, I think Black Wizard down there. Black Wizard down there yet, or you're up here? I don't know, right? Yeah. If you're down there and you need help, you could call your boy. You know? I know people who know people, right? Yeah. So you may very well find when the person that just called, the caller that just called, ask about that. Yeah. When the person that just call and they ask about that, is because from what we are picking up, a significant portion of that, those couple $1 million there, is going to be spent on transporting people up and down. Yeah? Up and down. Just remember we tell you that when you hear it happen. Nice. All right.
Limbs missing, man, that's bother me, pal. Man is such a big, weak animal.
Depot, what they're doing there, they're referring to somebody else as the MPs. Town of St. George only has one MP. His name is Charles Peter David. All right, nice.
Corruption.
There's no other MP in the town of St. George. Anybody else is a wannabe.
Most is man.
In fact, the other person that they call in MP and all kind of thing for the town of St. George ain't even sure that their own party going to run them again in the town. In fact, the party might run them, run them out from the town of St. George.
So much freedom to speak because he can't live at the man of some so weak. Wade Mark was thunder, Wade Mark was tough. Wade Mark was poor, Wade Mark was rough. But after election, Wade Mark just changed his style. Yeah, Wade Mark now, he does sound like a child. And now since Pandeja, he on driver, he could introduce the breathalyzer. Since he got drunk in the backseat, he acting strange. It's amazing how people can change.
Yes, we're into the final 10 minutes of tonight's program. Yeah, that was an interesting call because, yes, I think that caller is pretty much hearing some of the things that we are hearing. Yeah? But you don't have parish activities organized. You don't have village activities organized. You don't have anything organized. But you say, give you how much $1 million? It's obvious they take the $7.5 million under that pretext. So they're going to spend the $2 million or $2.5 million, how much it is, to get the money printed, they said. But outside of that, those other millions, they ain't going into no independence celebration. Let's just be fair and straight up with each other here. Because government spending closes next month in October anyway. And they know that, right? So they know they ain't going and dig and say we're going and take $5 million and spend on any independence celebration. They know that ain't happening, right? So they're very well going to take that money and you never know, that might be part of land acquisition too, you know. They might say that we have to change around and we have to take that $5 million and pay off the Kawana Bay people. Okay, remember I was telling you a while ago, when it came to that Kawana program, there is the situation, yeah? Let me see what somebody's saying here. Yeah. All right, so somebody's just informing me, outside of the young lady, that the other house that burnt as well is a family of 5, which includes 3 children, all male, 7, 11, and 13, and they also lost everything. And my good friend who messaged there, you're absolutely right. I spoke of what I knew. I didn't know the situation with the other household. So it's 2 houses that burn, eh? So the young lady, she lost everything for her 7-year-old daughter and so on. But the other household as well, these people lost everything. So it's a family of 5, 3 children, 3 male children. So 7, 11, and 13. So folks, if you can assist them as well, all right? 7, 11, and 13. That song has numbers to go and play and put inside a Super 6 or something and see if Grenada could win for once. Right, yeah. 7, 11, and 13. 3 children, right? A family of 5. And I thank you so very much. I wish I could have called your name. I thank you so very much, my friend, for messaging and letting me know. Because I know of her situation. Because while I was doing the program last night, she did message on Messenger. She did message and say, look, this has happened. I lost everything this evening. And so this morning, I did hear that the other house was burnt as well, but I was not aware of the situation with the other house. So folks, if you can help, reach out and help. All right? Yes, reach out and help. And getting another message here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course you're hearing talks about a new GG. It started on Talking Points. That's where it does hear them thing. Yeah, it start here. That's where you start to hear about the new GG. You hear it here. All right? 44073. Yeah, we have enough time to probably take about one more call. 4407377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. You know, I want to play a little song there.
Getting forward, the plans to rearrange. It's amazing.
Just remember, I want to know who is the two people from MIT that went and take knock and thing. Yeah? Also, MIT, what taking place with all your permanent secretary and some staffing issues there, you know? My tata asked the MP in Nehru suit. Spend a few days in India and they come back dressed as in Nehru suit right through. New style, why? So those of you who have sent the numbers, I sent it to about 3 of you already. Those of you that are contacting the young lady, probably you could get the contact information for the people next door as well. Yeah? Nice, yeah. You know, it's those kind of situations we all have to chip in and see how we can assist, huh? And you know, even speaking to my good friend Nimrod Olivier yesterday on a situation where he encountered a young man just walking the street, just by chance. Yeah, he encountered the young man up there in St. George Northeast. And that young man was not going to school. He asked him, well, what are you doing home today, first day of school and thing? And the guy didn't go to school because nobody to buy the uniform, no books. In fact, he wasn't even registered at the institution. I won't name the institution because I think it would be unfair. I don't want to give details out for anybody to kind of, that is the young man and, treat him differently. But definitely, Nimrod Olivier had to go out and ensure that the young man got registered at the institution that he was sent to. And it's an institution that a lot of young fellas just want to go to, that will tell all you. You understand? Yeah, because you have a couple of them in town. Right? That the young man had to go to. So Nimrod had to make sure and go and pay the school. Yes, because he had to pay school fee. I'm only talking nonsense. You still had to go and pay. So he had to go and pay out of your own pocket and then ensure that the young man got the uniform and all kind of thing and ensure that he got his books run about. Both Nimrod and his wife had to be running about, ensuring they get the books and different things and so on. Yeah, and now encountering others in similar situations. So folks, we still need to help. Again, I generally do not do this. I don't take pictures out and show that we've done this or we've done that and that kind of thing and we gave out this to this person and that to that person. But I just want to show you all some of what we were able to do through your assistance, what we were able to do. Where is it? Let me just see if I can get it here. Yeah, let me just see if I can find it here so that I can show you all some of what we were able to do. Now, there are individuals that donated bags. There are individuals that donated pens, pencils, sharpeners, erasers, those sort of things. And there are others that donated a little $5 or $10 and so on that we were able to use to get notebooks and additional things to help students. Yes, so we were able to help significant numbers of students. Cami can tell you because a lot of them, they passed through Cami and so on. I myself got in contact with quite a few people and so on. And, Christmas is coming up. We have to start looking at that as well, what we're going to be doing for the Christmas season for the children out there. And a lot of times we say Christmas and we look at the children and we forget the elderly. We forget the other people, the differently abled and that sort of thing. What are we going to be able to do for these different people as well? Also, friends, I am on the hunt for some adult Pampers. Once again, I'm on the hunt for some. I need some. Yeah, not for me. Yeah, but I need some adult Pampers and so on. So we need to get some of that. And those of you that can, and you could do the $5, the $10 on the Go to Pay on our page, go there. Whether it's $5, whether it's $10, whatever it is that you can give, that can go towards helping in these situations. But we have been doing, and we intend to do more. All right? Yeah. Because you know something too, the same people who used to talk before and say that, oh, every time NNP giving out something, they go in and they taking pictures. Who was putting people children face and handing out bag more than them this year? All of them. Yeah? Who was handing out bag and thing and shaking hand and hugging children and thing more than them this year? The same ones who had the worst to say about when the new National Party was giving out things and so on. In fact, they come and try and make it look like NNP people wasn't giving out things, but all made sure that they assisted as much as they can considering the situation and so on. Folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'm out of here. And remember, tomorrow, Mosquito Man coming on 9 o'clock in the morning. Mosquito Man, you hear us? He coming on 9 o'clock in the morning. You have Miss Jenny Simon coming on with Simon Says at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Look for it, folks. Remember to go on YouTube, go on Facebook, like and share. Like and share. Like and share this program. The Buzz, the Royalty James program, The Classroom, and Simon Says. Go and find it, because that's the people they're afraid, they're afraid of us. You understand? I ain't nobody afraid me. Love me. Don't afraid me. Nice? Okay, I'll if I love more, I'll go sleep better at night instead of hating. You understand? Right. Don't afraid, don't hate. Love. All right? So, folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. It's been wonderful being here. And we are out. So, remember, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., The Buzz, 5 p.m., you're looking at Simon Says, 6 p.m., you have The Classroom. I am out. And then 8 p.m., you know what's going on.
So the treasury broke and they say that recession jamming. So go for it.